Hi, I'm Yolanda, and welcome to another episode of 20 Reasons to Move Your Body Every Day for More Health and Vibrance. Today, I want to talk about skin health. And honestly, I've been hesitant to talk about this topic because I don't want to be focused just on looks. I really do believe wellness should come from the inside out. And when you feel healthy on the inside, when you are healthy on the inside, then it starts to radiate outwards. And that's really what I want to promote too. But then I came across this article in the New York Times called Younger Skin Through Exercise. Here's the article. It says that exercise not only appears to keep skin younger, it may also even reverse skin aging in people who start exercising later in life. So the outer layer of your epidermis is called the stratum corneum, and that's what starts to get dry and flaky and a little bit thicker as we age. And then there's the dermis, which is under the epidermis, and that's still cells that are alive, and that layer gets thinner and it starts to lose cells and elasticity. So initially they had studied mice and aging, and I'm just going to read a part of this because I think it's really interesting. Studies at McMaster University involving mice that were bred to age prematurely had shown that a steady regimen of exercise could stave off or even undo the signs of early aging in these animals. When members of this breed of mice remained sedentary, they rapidly grew frail, ill, demented, and graying or bald. But if they were given access to running wheels, they maintained healthy brains, hearts, muscles, reproductive organs, and fur far longer than their sedentary lab mates. Their fur never even turned gray. And the most interesting part about this to me is that they only had to give these mice wheels. They didn't even have to tell them to exercise. They didn't put them on a regimen or anything. So the mice just naturally knew that they could exercise, and so they did. And that helped them stay younger. And so, of course, that was mice. So then the scientists started wanting to find out about humans and to see if exercise would actually affect human skin as well. And after a few different studies where they saw that people who exercised had younger looking skin than people who didn't exercise, they did further studies to isolate just for exercise. So because, people who've exercised all their lives, they probably have a different lifestyle than people who haven't. So then they started isolating just the exercise factor. So the researchers next set a group of sedentary volunteers to exercising. After first obtaining skin samples from their buttocks, they take them from the buttocks because that's where the sun doesn't shine and there's no sun damage there. So none of these studies take into account the effects of the sun, right? The volunteers were 65 or older, and at the study's start, they had normal skin for their age. They began a fairly straightforward endurance training program, working out twice a week by jogging or cycling at a moderately strenuous pace. And it says equivalent to at least 65% of their maximum aerobic capacity for 30 minutes. This continued for 3 months, and at the end of that time, the researchers again biopsied the volunteers' skin from their buttocks. So now the samples looked quite different, with outer and inner layers that looked very similar to those of 20 to 40-year-olds. So Dr. Tarnopolsky, who led the study, says, I don't want to overhype the results, but really, it's pretty remarkable to see. So under a microscope, the volunteer's skin looked like that of a much younger person, and all that they had done differently was exercise. Obviously, they've been able to actually reverse effects of aging on skin just by exercising. And this group of 65-year-olds and above, all they did was exercise for 30 minutes, pretty strenuously, twice a week. So they talk about why they think that this happened. And they mention there's substances that are created by muscles when they work called myokines. And these substances enter the bloodstream and jumpstart changes in cells far from the muscles themselves. And in this case, the scientists found greatly augmented levels of myokine called IL-15 in the skin samples of volunteers after they exercised. Their skin samples contained almost 50% more IL-15 after they had been exercising than at the start of the study. So that's pretty convincing, right? And if you can have beautiful skin without having to do a lot to it, a lot of procedures or expensive makeup and creams and all of that, why not? So what kind of exercise do I recommend for healthier skin? Well, it looks like just doing some kind of strenuous aerobic exercise at least twice a week is already going to get you started. So I would recommend anything that you feel makes your skin glow, anything that works up a sweat, anything that you enjoy doing, anything that gets your heart pumping. I hope that's inspiring to you. Let me know how you do this week, and I'll talk to you next week about more great reasons to move your body every day. Bye-bye.